Well, we take you back to KZN, where the back-to-back world champions, the Springboks, and indeed representatives of the four-time world champion South Africa are in KwaZulu-Natal. They've hit the streets of Durban, and our team of reporters are following their every move. And let's find out the latest from them now. Ntsako, where are you right now? Have you seen the players? We know that Siyakulisi is not there as he is with a family, a very important family wedding. Tell us where you are and what you're experiencing.
Well, Marcel, we are still in Umhlanga, not too far from the Garden Court Hotel, where the Springboks actually did make their way here. They are actually on the bus. They're actually about to drive past us right now. As you can see there, assistant coach Mzwandile Stick has the William Webb Ellis Trophy in his hand. And yes, you are correct, Captain Ntsako Mkhari could not make it, neither could Faf de Klerk, but the people of Durban did get to see other Sharks boys like Oxen Chair, who's right in front of that bus, as well as Lucanio Makazole Mapimpi's here, Jaden Hendricks Sabo Ngimbo Nambi is also here, and you know, other staff members who actually never get the limelight. I see Andy Edwards, who's in charge of the strength and conditioning of this coach, Coach Dion Davids, Makazole Mapimpi, Mr. Greg Fredericks, who is in charge of, well, massage therapy for this team, Grant Williams, Curtly Aronsa, the try-scoring machine, who scored a number of tries at this World Cup, is also here. So they are leaving now, Marcel. They're actually making their way to Umhlanga, and you can see the straws of people, hundreds of them, trying to get a glimpse of the Springboks. They're actually coming towards us, so we are going to move further back, because our camera operator Gift is actually on a bike. That is how crazy the scenes are here in the streets of Umhlanga. People have actually even come out of the apartment buildings. They literally out on their windows to get a glimpse of the back-to-back Rugby World Cup winning Springboks here in Umhlanga. Police presence is also, as you can see, very, very heavy, just trying to make sure that things actually do go according to plan. So from here, Marcel, they will be traveling to the streets of Umhlanga. They will be going to the Durban ICC, also Ushaga Marine, also on their route. As you can see, fans getting signatures. They're throwing their balls onto the bus, trying to get them signed, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The back-to-back Rugby World Cup winning champions come to your city, come to your province. You better make sure you get a glimpse of them. There you see Mani Libok also on the bus, signing a few shirts. The man who was under much scrutiny at the Rugby World Cup, but had his captain Ntsako Mkhari come to his defense, saying that when Mani plays, no one marshals us like Mani does. Yes, maybe his kicking may not be up to par, but he also scrums because, and he's also there in the tackles with them, because other fly-halves would not do that. And so here the bus moves along as the players make their way through KZN and through Durban and to the streets of KwaMashu. And Marcel, what else I can tell you is, you know, I've been following the Boks. I followed them through Gauteng, made my way to Durban here yesterday, and what I can tell you is that I'm tired. And you can also just see it on some of the faces of the players, just how tired they are. You know, so just spare a thought for these guys. We heard Captain Ntsako Mkhari when they arrived back from the Tambo International Airport. At the airport, he promised that these guys would give this trophy tour their all. And Marcel, what I can tell you is that they really, really are. You know, they're still waving, still shouting, still singing, you know, still signing autographs of the fans. I see Dwayne Vermeulen also on the bus. He's on his way out of the Springboks team. He's made his swang. You see Sous, Jaden Hendricksa, Lucanyo Oxen Chair, all of them have come out here to see the people of Durban.
Well, Ntsako, what you can thank your lucky stars for is the fact that you might be tired and exhausted from all of the space or the distance that you've covered. But thankfully, you're probably not as hungover as many of our World Cup winning champions. And they have, and it is their right to do so, been celebrating like rock stars the last few days. And Ntsako reporting to us live there from Mhlanga in Durban, where the Boks have started their trophy tour in Durban. And let's take you now to Siphokazi Malinga, who is in KwaMashu right now, where you are surrounded, Siphokazi, by Springbok fans who are waiting with bated breath to get a sight of their favorite World Cup winning player.
A very good morning, Marcel. Yes, we are 100% right. We are in KwaMashu, and we've seen fans actually gathering here. They can't wait to see their favorite Springboks, and of course, it's such a proud moment for all South Africans. As you know, we celebrate that historical win. You know, the fourth Rugby World Cup title, first time a team or a country has ever done that. So there's a lot of singing, a lot of chanting. There's a lot of kids around me, of course, and they're just excited. And of course, they were saying that it's such an inspiration for them, especially knowing that coming from a township, they can be able to get far, no matter how small your dream is, but you can achieve your goals. And seeing the likes of Siya Kolisi, Makazole Mampimpi as well, playing on the world stage for them, really it is motivational, and it's something that they plan to go forth and conquer as in sports as well. I am going to speak to a couple of them who've been wanting to talk. So guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
Poland and Sia.
And how excited are you?
Very excited.
That's good. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
To see Colby.
Who? Chaslin Colby. And how excited are you?
Very excited.
So they're very excited, Marcel, and the name that has come up is Sia, Andre Pollard, and Chaslin as well. So this is the atmosphere. They've been singing, they've been chanting. I'm going to ask my friend, my colleague, to show you around as well. I think we will be expecting more people as well to come through and just celebrate with us, as the Springboks have really done the country proud. And, you know, it is such a good day today to celebrate. We've been waiting for them to come back. One of the things that the coach mentioned was you need someone to believe in you. And what we did as South Africans, Marcel, was believe in the Boks. Even the last two games, they looked a bit tricky, but we still had that belief, and you know, we still backed the Boks. We were ready behind them, and that's what pushed them through. And I think they did this for us, like Siya Kolisi said as well.
Indeed. Siphokazi, can you give us an idea of what the route is that the Springboks will be taking? I did see something on social media about the route changing slightly. Where can fans in Durban expect to perhaps see a sight of the Springboks today?
Okay, Marcel, so it's going to start in Umhlanga, go Durban North way. I think it's also going to go, then come to KwaMashu. I think after that, then go to the City Hall and ICC at the end. But I am missing one route. I'm not quite sure what that one place is, but you know, that's the route right now that we are expecting the Boks to take. So from Umhlanga, Durban North, KwaMashu, City Hall and ICC.
Okay, so that gives you a more general idea. If you are watching us from Durban right now and you're thinking about jumping in the car with all the Springbok fans in your house, those are the spots that you can go to. And Siphokazi, I suppose a lot of our big stars have, just over the last couple of seasons, made the big move to the Sharks in Durban. And that gives them a real connection with the people in KZN, doesn't it?
Certainly, Marcel, to have the likes of Siya Kolisi here in Durban, really, even when they announced it, it was there was a hype around it because, you know, he's a well-decorated rugby player and a lot of people really love him and, you know, where he comes from as well, a lot of kids kind of connected with that. So to have him win for the second time the Rugby World Cup has really brought the people together. It really has connected very well with the Springboks and, you know, they really are excited and, you know, it's like history in the making as well for South Africa to lift this cup back to back and for the fourth time. So people of Durban are really excited and very proud to have had Siya Kolisi at the Sharks. We know that he is leaving, but to have had him here at the Sharks and him as a captain lifting that cup for the second time in a row, really it's a proud moment for all South Africans, but, you know, for KZN people as well that know that he has been at the Sharks representing the KwaZulu-Natal franchise.
Yeah, and indeed, and their owner, Ntsako Mkhari, has been quite prolific on Twitter. He was at the final as well and really banging the drum, not just for the Sharks as an entity, but indeed what it has meant for Springbok rugby and that it really should be recognized on a world stage. So good times for Sharks supporters to come as that investment continues to take hold, not just at Sharks level, but indeed at grassroots level as well. As Sibukazi, I suppose there'll be a lot of interest in young people, newly inspired to take up the sports. As we also look at pictures of Bonge and Banambi holding up the cup right now, closer to Umhlanga.
Yes, you know, there are a lot of young people who look up to those guys. I mean, I have a lot of kids here who are just actually saying that, you know, they want to get there as well. We have dancers as well. So, you know, it's inspirational as well to see them holding their kids, taking pictures with their kids and encouraging their youth to stay off the streets and get into sports because it could lead you somewhere. So, you know, the Springboks have really done us proud so far.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the latest tweet on the 31st of October. Ntsako Mkhari, the owner of the Sharks, tweeting, this Springbok team is the best in rugby history, regardless of what World Rugby thinks. It was built on adversity and diversity, back to back with generally the same team. 2011 and 2015 were different, he tweeted. This was achievement in a hostile environment, knocking out hosts and foes. Massive achievement and respect to the Springboks and Rassie Erasmus. And this is a man who invested a lot of money into the Sharks franchise. He's been able to get a lot of our biggest stars to call Durban their home, specifically during the rugby season. And the franchise has gone from strength to strength. And some of those stars, including Lukhanyo Am, I think it is, who's holding the trophy right now. Of course, huge disappointment for rugby fans across the country when Lukhanyo Am pulled up with an injury soon before that World Cup squad was announced. And the man really has been the best centre in the world leading up to 2019 and indeed in the time after that as we led up to the 2023 World Cup, and his loss was felt by the team. But as has been the habit of the Springbok team, the squad stepped up and we saw somebody like Jesse Kriel really turning his form around and becoming one of the standout players in this Springbok team as he took up the responsibilities at the centre of that Springbok lineup and really gave us his and really put his body on the line. He got a gash, I think it was in the match against France, on his just above his forehead that needed quite a few stitches, and yet he was there again the week after to take on England in another nail-biting clash. So social media has been a big part of this Trophy Tour. Hashtag Trophy Tour has trended throughout the week ever since the Trophy Tour started on Thursday. We've seen so many social media posts from fans on the side, but it's also been great to see the players share their experiences on social media and giving us that very different perspective of what it must be like to be at the center of a national celebration, a national party. And it's been great to see them let their hair down after so many years and months of sacrifice that has led them to a second back-to-back title. So you don't see these proceedings happening without people holding their cell phones in hand, trying to get that perfect selfie, trying to get just a bit of that magic recorded on their phone so that they can keep it forever and ever and go back to it when they just need a lift. So we're bringing you live pictures both from, I think this is an area still near to Umhlanga where the Springboks have started their trophy tour this morning, and we're also bringing you pictures from KwaMashu, where our reporter Sipokazi Malinga has just been talking to us from, and that's where a lot of young people, it seems, have gathered to try and get themselves in the best possible position to see their favorite Springbok players as the bus makes its way through various parts of Durban, starting in Umhlanga, going towards Durban North. That's probably where they are right now. Then onto the KwaMashu area, City Hall and ICC, with perhaps a few diversions along the way, with SA Rugby really trying their best, along with the various municipalities of the major metros, to put together a schedule and a route that will allow fans the best possible opportunity to get their little bit of World Cup magic. If you've just joined us, there's a live visuals. Yes, the trophy tour is still on. If it feels like every time you turn on your TV, the Springboks are on the back of a bus, that really is the case. These guys, their duties did not just begin and end at the World Cup. They know it's their hashtag country duty to take the Webb Ellis Cup to the people, and they've really tried their best. Started in Gauteng on Thursday, down to the Western Cape, and indeed, if you haven't seen those visuals on social media, they arrived in Cape Town around midnight on a Thursday night, and there must have been what looked like thousands of fans that had been waiting for hours for their arrival, because their day in Gauteng had really been extended and ended at FNB Stadium, and then they flew to Cape Town. There were thousands of fans waiting for them at Cape Town International Airport, and the players got off that plane as tired as they were, and just soaked it all up. And Siya Kolisi leading the pack, still so much energy. His voice was a little hoarse already at that stage. And then the following morning, first thing, they were at City Hall, first at Parliament in Cape Town, then at City Hall on the famed Grand Parade, to meet fans, and they snaked their way through the city, and indeed through the Cape Flats and in the townships of Cape Town, where they were met by adoring crowds of thousands of young people running along the route alongside the bus, in the hopes of getting to see their favorite Springboks and indeed the Webb Ellis Cup. Now we are in Durban, and these are pictures coming to you live. Makazola Mapimpi next to Lukhanyo and the two of them, you'll remember, were the stars of the World Cup in 2019 who delivered that final. Who will forget that try that Mapimpi scored in 2019 that really put the nail in the coffin for the English side that they met in the final in 2019, and really sent those two players in the stratosphere of rugby history. And there they are again as part of the squad of back-to-back champions, taking the cup to the people. Lukhanyo sadly injured just before the World Cup. Makazola Mapimpi was injured during the World Cup, a very ugly facial injury that he suffered during the game against Tonga, which I happened to attend. And I remember there being a gasp that went out in the stadium when the big screen showed a close-up of Mapimpi's injured cheek as he went off the field. And then the sad news soon after that he would play no further part in the tournament, and he came home. But that didn't mean that was where his World Cup experience ended. We saw social media posts of people coming across Mapimpi in grocery stores, and they would just break into song. And that is the power of this team. Mapimpi and Lokanyo are making their way back to France, however, to be with their squad of brothers ahead of the Rugby World Cup final in France, in Paris, just last Saturday night. And they indeed have been part of the celebrations ever since, and are still extremely popular with the fans, as you can see there. So we're bringing you these live pictures of the bus making its way through, I think, now sort of Durban North area. And on the other side is live pictures coming from KwaMashu, where fans are awaiting the trophy tour bus arrival.